Four of Pentacles. This feels like two different energies. So for some, follow what resonates. But for some, I'm getting the call to tell you to allow more flow into your finances. Like, don't hold your money so tight, in plain words. Don't hold your money so tight. And that doesn't mean like go be frivolous and just go spend it on a bunch of stuff. But it's more so like, you need that, go get it. You really, really want that, go get it, especially if you can afford it. And understand that you allowing it to flow is what's going to allow it to come in. If you're being too rigid and holding on to your money, understand that it's not going to be able to flow in either. Because understand that energy, or money, is just energy. Like, it's a physical representation of just energy. So, and energy is not rigid. Energy flows, and it needs to be able to flow. And energy goes into spaces where it can flow freely. So understand, if you're someone who's going to hold it rigidly, and once it gets to you, it's not going to be able to move and go anywhere. It's just going to be like stuck. Like, it's not going to flow to you because it doesn't want to be stuck. It wants to be able to flow freely. So it's going to go to the person who has a mindset in which they understand that money is just energy, and that when they let it flow, it's going to flow back. And that's where the money is going to go. So understand that. Stop holding on so tightly, you know. Look, he's holding on so tightly that he can't even hold the other pentacles. Because he's got two hands there. He's sitting there holding one. Meanwhile, he has four. There's four there. And it's like his hands are so tied up holding this one that he can't even access the rest of his abundance. So let it flow. And for the other half of you, it's the opposite. It's relax. Don't be in a rush to spend it all, you know. Like, and that's not to say like don't be hesitant or scared. It's more so just spend with intention, you know. Don't just say yes to everything that pops up because you can afford it, or just don't give your money away to everybody who asks for money just because you have money. Like, understand that, give it with intention, you know. Support the people who are doing good things with the money, you know, who are using the money to do things that are in alignment to what you believe in. Don't give your money to somebody who's going to go spend it to, you know, terrorize children or something, you know. We're going to go spend it to go damage the environment and things like that when you care about the environment. You know, spend it with intention. And understand that where you're spending your money, it's energy. So you're giving your energy to these things that are using your energy to go do these other things. And understand that that plays out in the quantum, that plays out in the spiritual realm. So if you're giving your money to people who are doing terrible things, understand that your energy was used to do terrible things. So when you start to see like karma or certain things playing out in your life, and you're like, what? I do nothing but great things. I do nothing but, you know, help people. What's going on? Understand that that might be it. You're not being mindful of where your energy is going. And you need to treat your money like energy, because it is energy. If you need to stop seeing it as money, like, because money, it's not real. It's not a thing of its own. It's just some paper that some people agreed meant this much, or it means this thing, and we've all just agreed to it. And it's like, that's not really based on anything, because at the moment, you know, things change. It won't mean anything anymore. So understand that what's real, what's really being exchanged through all that is energy. So yeah, be mindful of that. Make sure you're being mindful of where your money is going, and that you're treating it as energy, and make sure your energy is not being used to do some effed up stuff, because understand that the fallback might be on you. It will be on you, because that's how things go, you know, cause and effect. What you're putting out, you put back in. So just be mindful of that. And that doesn't mean be afraid or now don't spend any money until you look up all these places, these causes and things. Start slow, you know, just be intentional. And as you get there, you might want to start looking into, okay, where do I grocery shop? What are they supporting? Where do I get my clothes from? What type of things are they supporting? What type of initiatives are important to them? What do they believe in? And understand that, yeah, that's very important in creating a world you want to see, is to fund the things and to give your energy towards things that are in alignment to who you are. Because especially if you live in a capitalist society, the money is everything. The money is the power. So if you're giving your power to the things that are keeping you down, to things that are keeping other people disempowered, you're upholding your own suffering. You're upholding the suffering of others. You're upholding the oppression of others. So yeah, just be mindful of your money. And you know which side you fall on. If you need to let it flow more, let it flow more. If you need to be more mindful and slow down, slow down. But yeah, the call either way is to be more mindful about your money. And understand that it is energy. So treat it the way you treat your energy. It's just as important. Oh. After this one, I'm going to switch to Oracle. But strength. Yeah, trust your voice right now and express yourself. Please don't hesitate to express whatever you're feeling right now. Whether that be like, making a video to talk on social media, or having a tough conversation with someone that you've been meaning to have or been needing to have. Trust your voice right now and understand that your guides are supporting you. I said guides, but in my head that sounded like gods. But your guides are supporting you right now, and understand that it's time to use your voice, and they're giving you the strength and the support and the energy you need to be able to trust that, and understand that it leads to everything else that you want. Nothing in our lives happen in a vacuum. So understand that if you've been getting a call to leave this person alone, but you're ignoring that call, but you're pushing hella hard to get your riches and your abundance and success, understand that this relationship that you've been guided to let go of could be blocking you from getting everything you want to get. And you might feel like there's two separate things, like, oh, this is my relationship, this is my career, this is my personal life, this is, but it's like none of that happens in a vacuum. All of it is one big picture. So understand that if you're being called to leave this person, chances are you're not going to be able to experience this success until you leave this person. Because think about it, you might keep them around too long. Now you sit here, get rich, and then now you're sitting here, and now they're somebody who wasn't supposed to experience the wealth and the access and all that you're receiving right now. So if you're being guided to leave this person, they might hold up your abundance like, nah, like you have to leave this person because they're not supposed to access everything that's coming in right now. So understand that the more you put that off, you might start to feel stuck, or like other things are not progressing. It's like, what's going on? Like, I've been doing all the right things. I've been showing up. I've been doing all the work, but these things are just not going anywhere. But it's like, yeah, leave that person and you'll see it all start flowing again. And when it does, you'll get that confirmation like, oh, okay, like I was definitely supposed to leave that person. And yeah, and that's just one example. Like, it may not just be a person, it may be a space, it might be leaving a job, it might be, all these things that you feel called to do, but we don't necessarily do right away. We kind of drag our feet until we're ready. And it's like, yeah, understand that nothing in your life happens in a vacuum. It all happens together. So take that strength that you're being offered right now and go have that tough conversation if you need to have a tough conversation, or go express yourself if you need to express yourself. But understand that, yeah, all these things are impacting each other. So if there's something you're not looking at or something you've been avoiding, understand that it might leave you feeling stuck or leave you in a space where you can't do anything else because yeah, you're ignoring something that you're being called to do. Oh my God. Okay. We have the Fool on the split. And I was just thinking about the Fool earlier because I was like, dang, I feel like the Fool hasn't come out in a minute. Even though we've been in like these new energies and newness has kind of been at the forefront. But here we go. The Fool. Yeah, understand that right now we're in the zero space again. And once we leave here, it'll be time to take that first step and walking towards everything else. Because once again, we can't sit in these energies, these high energies, have these conversations and leave here the same. There's no way. Like, you left here, we always leave here a little bit different. And we owe it to ourselves to approach our realities as the different person we are, and to show up authentically and to keep taking these leaps of faith on the things we've learned. And that's the only way that we're gonna be able to change the knowledge into wisdom. Because all these things sound good, but it won't get grounded in until you experience it yourself, until you choose in alignment to what you've learned and allow it to play out, and then you get your proof back. So understand that every time we leave here, you leave here as the fool again, and you're being asked to take a leap of faith on these things that we talk about and to allow them to play out so you can see, is it true? Is it not true? Does that work for me? Does it not work for me? Does this empower me? Is this something I want to add to my reality? Understand that that comes through taking that leap of faith and walking off and trusting in that either it will work or you'll get a lesson and you'll know what to do from there. And yeah, that just feels like where we are right now. And this, on the bottom, we have the high priestess. And this just feels like a call to check in with your inner world, to take some of these things that you've learned today and to go sit with yourself and to see what rings true for you within you. Yeah, so whether that be meditation or journaling or yeah, anything where you're spending time with yourself and your inner world becomes visible and you become immersed in it, go do that. And understand that that's where the other half of these things are going to ground in at. That's where you're going to get the connection to you from the things that we're discussing. So definitely spend some time within and trust that that's the other half of the integration. And after that, you'll be able to step out as that fool, and you'll be able to step out into your reality. And yeah, and you'll be able to pick up your wand and you'll be the magician, and things will continue as they need to. And you'll get to see everything you need to see, and you'll get all the proof you need to get. But the first step is definitely to sit with yourself and to see what rings true to you, what feels right to you. And then when you're ready to step out on faith and to walk in those knowings and these new knowings and those new ways of being, and allow the proof to follow, and allow the knowledge to become wisdom, which only happens through experience. So, and the job doesn't end there either. It becomes wisdom through experience, but the wisdom after that is the understanding. It's okay, you have the wisdom, it's there because you trusted the knowledge, you acted on it, and through experience it became wisdom. But it becomes understanding when you go back and you sit with the knowledge and you sit with the wisdom now that you now have, and you see how it comes together, and you see like, oh, okay, it works like this. Okay, in knowledge, in theory it was this, in practice this is what showed up, and now I have this complete picture of, okay, this is how these things work together, this is the dynamic, and that's what becomes understanding, and that's what pays you, and that's what raises your frequency. Like your vibration changes at a moment-to-moment basis, as things happen, but your frequency is the bigger picture, is the things to be true, your larger knowings of how your world operates, your larger connection to it all, where you are as far as if you know that oneness is the truth, and where you are as far as how you know yourself to be connected to it all. All that is your frequency, because that stuff doesn't change on a moment-to-moment basis, Like you won't have a bad day and now all of a sudden you don't believe in oneness anymore, Your vibration might be low, but your frequency is still high because you still understand that you're still connected to it all. That doesn't change. You still understand that you have the ability to change your reality. You still have the knowing that your thoughts are creating your reality. So your frequency and vibration, I know those things get used interchangeably a lot by people, but they really are different. So yeah, I don't even know how I ended up there, but that felt important, so I'm gonna trust it. But yeah, if you want to know more about frequency and vibration, or if you didn't even know that those are two different things, definitely look into it, because that's very important in navigating all this. Because your frequency definitely protects you, because your knowings and how you know the world to operate protects you when your vibration gets low. It keeps you from attracting in a bunch of crazy stuff when you're sad, or when you feel in those lower vibratory states. So yeah, definitely look into vibration and frequency. They're very key to all this stuff. But yeah, tarot was rolling. I damn near forgot to get into Oracle until I randomly heard it as we were looking at, what card was that? I don't even remember, but yeah. But that just tells me it was time now, and it wasn't time to switch before. Yeah. Listen to some music. And this feels like literally listen to some music today. Like allow yourself to, dance. Listen to something that feels good. Listen to something that makes you feel inspired, empowered, and just overall makes you feel amazing. But this also feels like take things light, do things that make you feel good. And yeah, take it easy. Don't be so serious right now. Understand that the work we did here in this space was a lot, and understand that it will lead to a lot of big shifts, and that it was very, very productive. Like, yes, you were sitting here, just listening to me talk, or, maybe you engaged further than that. Maybe you were taking notes or something, who knows? But understand that what we've done here was big work, big work. So if you feel like you need a second, or you feel like you need to take a break, understand that that's valid. And you may, if you try to think about it logically, you're like, I just watched a video, why do I need to take a break? Understand that, trust it, don't question it too much. Go listen to some music, go lie down, go keep it light for right now. It might only need to be 15 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever, but trust it and take it, and understand that there's integration that needs to be done here, and that's all that is. So you might just need to take a second to allow the energy to settle and allow yourself to settle, and then you can get back to doing whatever you need to do. So. Call me. Yeah, this feels like someone's asking you to call them. Whoever came to mind when I first presented this card, the chances are it's them. I don't know, why am I sitting like that? But yeah, and if no one came to mind, if there's somebody you've been meaning to call, or someone you've been wanting to talk to or haven't talked to in a really long time, call them and understand that there might be something there waiting for you. Or yeah, because like I said, this is the physical. Things play out here last. So if you've been feeling like you've been meaning to call somebody, or you've been feeling somebody's been on your mind, understand that they might have been reaching out to you, like in higher dimensions or in the quantum. So understand that that's very, very real, and that yeah, you guys coming together in the physical is last, but you guys have already been in contact in higher dimensions and in the quantum. The contact has already been established. So yeah, call them. Call whoever this is. They're definitely waiting on you, and they have something for you. And yeah, key at the bottom. Yeah, somebody has something for you, and it's very important in your next steps and getting to whatever is next for you. So trust it and just show up, and understand that yeah, allow it to be a miracle. And like I said, don't go into it all apprehensive, prepared for it to be a bad thing. Understand that if you go into it like that, it just very well may be. So, hey, go into things expecting the best. And if they don't end up being the best, that's fine. But at least you put your best foot forward, and you know that it's not because you showed up in a negative light, or you showed up prepared for the worst, that it became the worst. You understand that it just is what it is, and that you showed up prepared for a miracle. And if it didn't turn out to be a miracle, hey, that's okay too. But it doesn't have to be this big bad wolf to you. You have a choice. It's your world. Green. Someone's heart chakra is very active right now. And yeah, it's pulling in experiences, it's pulling in lessons, it's pulling in opportunities. But it's also bringing emotions to the surface that have been buried. So if you've been suppressing a lot of your emotions, and right now you feel like, wow, why do I feel sad randomly when things are good? Why do I feel like crying even though today was a good day? Understand that you're purging right now. You're purging emotions that you may not have had the strength to face before. But now in this higher vibration, as you're becoming more sensitive to light and to emotion and to everything, that you're having to release a lot of these denser energies in order to keep quantum shifting, in order to keep stepping through these portals. Because a lot of these portals, you have to be light, and you are light, but you've been holding on to dense energies and to energies from the past that no longer have a place in your reality. And wherever you've been able to hold them in, you've been able to still continue on. But like I said, we're reaching new heights, we're reaching new dimensions and new levels. And now you're at the point where it's like, okay, now these heavier, denser energies, they can't stay with you. There's no room for them now. So they might be coming out even though things feel great right now, but all of a sudden you're feeling sad, or you're feeling a wave of depression even, or understand that they're not an indicator of something wrong or you being misaligned right now. They're just an indicator of, you're purging old things, and allow that to be an indicator that you're shifting fast right now, and that you are shifting into these portals, and that you are going into these higher dimensions where there's just simply no room for these past things that you've been carrying. And that's all. Go down the rabbit hole, follow the energy, and follow the curiosity that you're feeling. Allow it to lead you to everywhere you're trying to go, and trust that that's exactly where it leads to. More miracles, more you, and more of everything that you want for yourself. And understand that your curiosity as well as your love will lead you to everything that's been waiting for you. So go down the rabbit hole, ask more questions, especially why. Ask why a lot. If things have been hard for you, ask why. If someone's been confusing you, or you're like, wow, like, I don't know, this connection, typically we're on the same page, but recently it's just been a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of not being able to see at the same eye level. Ask why, and continue to ask why. When an answer to why pops up, if you can ask why again, ask why again. And if that answer pops up and you can ask why again, and keep following it all the way until there's no more whys to be asked. And understand that that's you going down the rabbit hole, and that will lead you to more clarity. That will lead you to more of yourself. You'll be able to see yourself from a completely different perspective. And that's the key to seeing how your reality operates, to seeing what's been playing out, is to see yourself at a very, very deep level. Because at a very, very deep level is your subconscious, is your shadows, are the things that have been creating your life, that have been, especially if you're not someone who lives very, very, very intentionally all the time, understand that what fills in those gaps is your subconscious. So coming into contact with your subconscious by going down the rabbit hole and continuing to keep going down, you'll be able to see what you haven't been seeing, what's been puppeteering your life and calling the shots in your life that you haven't been able to see. You'll come into contact with the person behind the curtain, and Wizard of Oz might be significant for you. And understand that what's behind the curtain is your subconscious, the very, 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 very bottom, deepest level of you that you haven't accessed or you haven't been in contact with. So go down the rabbit hole and understand that that's what's waiting for you. And look, go. Like, you might still be second guessing it. Go, like, now. As soon as this is over, go tap in. Start deep diving on yourself. Start asking yourself questions. And understand that on the other side of that is everything you want. Everything you want, everything you need, and everything that's been waiting for you. Purpose, your mission, your deepest desires, your truest love, your most authentic self in life, and timeline. All that is underneath all those shadows, underneath all those illusions, underneath all the surface things that have been limiting you in experiencing yourself truly.